Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys! This is Media Mash, a roundtable of Cowboys insiders dropping wisdom and offering sizzling takes on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys. Now, your host, Newy Scruggs.
All right, everybody, here we go. The first Media Mash of the regular season is here, and we've got the author, former Cowboy beat writer, Jean-Jacques Taylor in the house. Good to see you, baby.
What's
Good
up,
to
my
see
brother?
you. Hey, life is good. Life is good. And our favorite Omega hero, he is Clarence Hill of All Sports Dallas.
And president of the National Association of DFWABGJ.
El Presidente. And tomorrow gets it cracking.
Gets it cracking.
Yes, it's cracking.
Echo Lounge.
Echo Lounge.
Cowboys and Chill.
Each
Cowboys
and
Echo
every
Lounge
Thursday.
In Dallas?
And yes, in Dallas.
Yeah, I was there 28th, the 27th of August.
Who were you there
The
for?
Echo Lounge. Emmy Awards, the Lone Star Emmy Awards were held at the Echo Lounge in Dallas.
Now
right
we're
next to
talking about
Dallas.
something different then.
Okay, so
Where we are is not where the Lone Star.
Okay, I was about to say, because that's downtown.
No.
Downtown next to practice.
So you're talking about
Lounge.
ECCHO Lounge. I'm talking about EKKO Lounge.
Only in
in
America.
in Atlanta, in Addison.
Addison.
It's run by Kevin Pup Smith.
Oh, okay.
Aggie
26.
Hall of Famer. 2-6.
But Addison. Oh, it's been out there.
Addison. I like that.
It's a little out there for me, man. I can't make those.
No, Addison's cool.
For you younger people, like
younger people, younger people, really.
I'm trying to give you some props, man.
It's because you act old don't mean you are old.
Okay,
You know?
so anyway, well, now you can go out to all you Addisonites, run out there.
No, not Addison. For
Clarence?
North Dallas, DFW-wide,
Okay, so every Thursday,
Echo Lounge, just Cowboys and Chill.
Cowboys and Chill.
Yes, sir.
All right, special guest tomorrow,
Jean-Jacques Taylor is one of them.
and more review.
It's going to be the media edition.
Okay.
I'm glad I'm here today.
Okay, you just found out? Is this breaking news? Okay.
To me, when somebody sends you a text, who you guess, that means they're going to be a guest.
Glad it's
Now
you, buddy.
I know.
Glad it's you, buddy. Cowboys, Cleveland. Cowboys 2-point underdog in this football game. I was talking on the.
So that means it's a push
Okay.
from a Vegas line.
Okay.
Because, you get 3 at home, right?
Yes.
So it's a push.
Last show talked about a lot of pressure people are saying about number 4. And they're pointing to Dak Prescott. And I said, you may want to talk about the number 4 over in Cleveland when you talk about pressure. Guaranteed contract. Last year, they bring Joe Flacco off the couch. They go to the playoffs. And here is Deshaun Watson coming off of shoulder surgery. And I'm thinking to myself, there's not enough conversation about number 4 of Cleveland. You guys both live in the locker room today. So what is the feeling about how they get ready to face Deshaun Watson?
Well, let me just start about not another conversation about number 4 in Cleveland. He's in Cleveland, okay? Stephen A. ain't in Cleveland today. He's here, okay? I'm serious though. He's in Cleveland, and all the stuff that he went through in Houston, the contract. You're right. You would think that there would be more national talk about number 4, especially not living up to contract and the games he played since he got the contract, since coming back, and now playing the first time since ever. You would think there would be more talk about number 4. But
In fact, we feared number 4 just a couple years ago. Now we don't even think about
They
it.
don't talk about him. They talk about Dak. And it was, and I know we're talking about that number 4. But as I was talking to Brandon Cooks today, he said it's unfathomable the disrespect that Dak gets, and people who talk about him and that he can't play and not a great quarterback. And he has long compared him to the great quarterbacks he's played with, Drew Brees and Tom Brady. He said they were great quarterbacks, but they had a lot of help. And the Cowboys need to give Dak more. He said their teammates need to look at themselves and give Dak more because Dak does what he's supposed to and he's a great quarterback. As far as facing Deshaun Watson, the focus for the Cowboys is not about Deshaun Watson. It's about stopping the run. Cleveland will run the ball. It's about playing in the dog pound. They're like a distinctly different team at home than they are on the road. You go back to last year. But with Deshaun Watson, certainly I think the biggest concern is the secondary. You don't have Deron Bland. You're starting a rookie at cornerback, Kalen Carson, and you're starting your right cornerback, your best cornerback. He's come playing for the first time off a knee injury. and you're going against a route runner, Amari Cooper. You know his name, Amari Cooper, the route runner. You got Jerry Jeudy, also a route runner in the slot.
Roll Tide.
All of that. So is Diggs. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Okay. But those are, it's not so much of a Watson could do because Watson has not been Watson in a long time. What are those other guys going to do?
That's the nature of the question.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the first game is always tricky, man, because you don't know what guys have done over the offseason.
Sure.
You don't know the game plan. You don't know the approach. You just know what we're going off of what we last saw. And so, I think, I think Clarence is right when he says it's about stopping the run. But I don't think Deshaun Watson got $230 million guaranteed. Ain't no pressure. You already got the money. They cut you, you got the money. So there's no pressure to me.
Well, there should be some inherent pressure. You should have some personal pride.
You think about.
You shouldn't be just going and robbing them with a ski mask.
No, that's two different things. The pressure, I don't have to worry about my job. I can go out there and play because I got the money. So whatever I have to give you, I can give you.
But to watch Joe Flacco, who seemed done.
He was done. He was on the couch chilling.
Come truly off the couch, take them to the playoffs, and look good passing the ball down. He was more effective in what he was doing last year and getting the ball down the field than Deshaun Watson. And he was so good they couldn't bring him back. Like, yeah, we can't bring him back. We got to make sure Deshaun knows it's his job and we don't have a heavy controversy. And so they're trying to almost protect him. And we're not talking about it, but that's out there. So to me, that's another thing of he knows he has something to prove. Deshaun Watson, going back to Clemson, he's a heck of a good football player. And started off in Houston with Bill O'Brien and had a lot of good years. I would definitely say he was a top 10 quarterback. He's nowhere near that right now. And when you talk about fixing a reputation and trying to bounce back, this guy's got a lot to prove because in Cleveland, they're expecting this to be a playoff team. And if it's not, they're going to be looking at number 4.
I'm glad you brought it up because I just think about it. He like Tiger Woods to me, in a sense.
I get it.
Tiger Woods had an impeccable reputation. Impeccable. People were talking about him being a senator and everything else.
And then they fell off a cliff, and he was never the same.
Yes, it was never the same as a player. He had whatever. A lot of things came up, but he had an impeccable reputation.
Ever since he took that golf club to him.
And in all honesty, so did Deshaun Watson. Impeccable reputation as a human being. In addition to a great football player.
One of the first game checks, he helped give it to the ladies who worked there at the Houston cafeteria.
Yes. Impeccable reputation.
Yes.
And it has gone off the rails, and you look at his reputation. I mean, what is, as a player, as a person, it's in the toilet.
And people talk about him and look at him differently now. Even if they're joking in the locker room, they say what they say. And so you can never get it back. And I think for him, it ain't so much about pressure. It's about proving to himself he can do it again and creating the confidence that made him an elite player for a period of time. And
just like with Tiger, there's one thing I was talking about Kobe, and Kobe had this incident in was it Denver, Utah? It was Denver, right? It was
Denver.
In Denver, Utah. You know why nobody talked about the incident anymore? Because he won titles. He became a great. He gave you something else to talk about. Tiger never gave us nothing else to talk about.
He won the Masters.
But then he fell off, But I'm talking about from a career standpoint. And Deshaun Watson has not played well where people can forget his transgressions. You can't forget because they go hand in hand because he hasn't played well.
And he also, and I don't mean to besmirch the town, but you play in Cleveland.
Right, all of that. But if you play well and you become listen, Mike Irvin got away with a lot of stuff, got over a lot of stuff because he played well.
And he won championship.
Right, and he played with the Cowboys. He's on TV every week.
Yeah, and people have a chance to forget some of that stuff because he played well. You're talking about his play, you're not talking about the other stuff.
Okay.
So with Deshaun Watson, his play has been subpar.
I think that's about confidence. It's not like he's, physically he should be fine. And I think this first time in a long time, he's probably had a full training camp and a full ramp up to the season.
But he didn't. Wasn't he hurt in camp? Didn't they shut him down?
Here's my thing, just overall. And I go back to this, ultimately circles back into this for me. There's a whole lot of talk about the Cowboys number 4. And there really should be talk about Cleveland's number 4 because Dak Prescott led this league in touchdown passes.
But we know Dak can play.
Right. Dak Prescott led his team to the playoffs. Cleveland went to the playoffs, but Deshaun Watson was not the person leading them there. So I think Sunday afternoon, when we kick off and you see the ball in the air and the Cleveland Browns offense gets out there, sure, Stefanski's going to want to run the ball. But Deshaun Watson needs to be a leader out there, and he's got something to prove. And to me, if I'm Mike Zimmer out there, I'm trying to press him as much as I can. How do I dial it up so I get this guy to some second and longs and third longs and make him try to have to go down the field and show me he can be accurate and beat my team?
Well, first of all, that's what I'm saying. And first of all, that's job one for the Cowboys, and that's why I said it. The Cowboys have to stop the run with Cleveland. That's what they do. That's their bread and butter.
Yes.
And everything they do in the past game is off of that. And for a Cowboys team where the Achilles heel has been stopping the run, you brought Zimmer in here, you made all these moves change because you know you have to stop the run. This is the best test to open the season with. Can they stop the run? Can they stop Cleveland's running game? And they talk about it. You have to earn the right to rush the passer. Michael Parsons is going to get the quarterback, but you have to stop the run first to unleash Michael Parsons. He talked in the locker room. We'll get back into it about how he's motivated to be the best, and he's going to be all over the defense and rushing from different spots. But he said you can't do that if you don't stop the run. If you don't get him in favorable situations where he can use these, because Zimmer got packages for him. But I can't use these packages if we don't do the fundamental things, stop the run, and put him in a situation where I can go after the quarterback.
And I think that's obvious. That's what they have to do. That's why they got Joseph in here. That's why they've increased the size. That's why they made the linebackers bigger. Everything's about stopping the run, and that's Zimmer's mentality, man.
All right, let's get our first break in here. We'll come back. Clarence was in the locker room today. I want to get a little feel.
I was there too.
And Jacques was there too. Get a feel. I was not. I was doing my podcast.
It's okay.
Players Lounge. But so we'll get a feel from the locker room what you guys heard and saw, and if anybody else was with my man Eric Kendricks who last week came through for a brother, we'll talk about what he said and why I thought it was so key and so beautiful. What he said.
Beautiful.
In the locker.
It's beautiful. Just beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
Beautiful stuff. Clarence Hill, All Sports Dallas, Jack Taylor, the author. I'm Newey Scruggs. This is the Media Mash on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
They say champions are remembered, but legends are never forgotten. United Ag & Turf offers a winning lineup of John Deere equipment built to tackle any challenge on and off the field. Legendary John Deere tractors, combines, residential mowers, commercial mowers, compact construction equipment, Gator utility vehicles, and a full line of golf and sports turf equipment. United Ag & Turf, the official Ag & Turf equipment supplier of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com to find a location near you.
Life doesn't stop when the economy is uncertain. The market might not care you have a wedding to plan or a kid to put through school. And inflation doesn't know you've got a family to feed. But Bank of America does, and is here to help. With digital tools to help you save and local experts nearby, you can keep life moving forward the way you need it to. Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC, equal credit opportunity lender.
Back to Media Mash.
Here we are, Media Mash, first one of the year as we get into the regular season. Cowboys, Cleveland, Sunday from Ohio. We've got an Ohio State graduate, Jean-Jacques Taylor, in the house. Clarence Hill, the Lone Star, Mr. Hookem graduate in the house. They got Michigan this week. Your man, Derek Jeter with the the Twitter fail or X fail. He had a picture on there. Come on.
I mean,
There's a bigger fail than that in the Cowboys locker room.
Now we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay.
Okay.
But he didn't want to put that publicly. So
I'm not putting him publicly.
Anyway,
they got several Michigan players in the locker room. That three is several.
Anyway, how you gonna try to do the horns down and have the horns up?
I don't. Clearly, the captain. Somebody gave him
somebody.
the shirt.
He didn't make the
Right,
shirt.
He didn't. Somebody said put this on.
I mean, so I've been tweeting. I say Oklahoma and A&M fans are like, what are y'all doing? I mean, we do this thing year round. I don't care if it's Tiddlywink. We playing, Little Sister of the Poor. We doing horns down because Texas is always on our brain. Okay.
They are.
And Michigan is Texas, Michigan this week. And for the record, I'll be at Michigan Stadium, baby. I'll be in the big house.
You're in the big house.
Huh?
That's a great experience, man.
I'm going to Michigan State. It's a double dip, baby. It's double dip.
The Cowboys
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So the Cowboys did me a solid. The NFL schedule makers did me a solid because I was always trying to go to this game. Because I went to Alabama last year before the season opened. That was a nightmare travel, but I made it. But they did me a solid when the schedule came out. And I said we're in Cleveland to open the season, and I realized it was 2.5 hours from Cleveland to Ann Arbor.
No way you missed that.
And the game was at noon. Cowboys play at 4 the next day. I'm in the house. So it's going to be a great experience.
A lot of great Cleveland talent went to go play at Michigan. Elvis Gerback, Desmond Howard, local kids went on over there to go play at Michigan.
So I've been talking Cleveland. I mean, talking Texas, Michigan with a Cowboys player for much of since last year, since the schedule came out. But certainly, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm just saying, it's a
Michigan
player, Mr. Lewis.
It could have been Mozzie Smith.
It could have been Mozzie.
It could be Lewis.
Mozzie good.
Mozzie in the room?
Yeah, we talked. He
was in the room today?
And he left. He before the start of our locker room, it was a stream of players who exited out of the locker room. This player had the nerve to ask for points.
I chastised the player
at home. Now we don't bet. We were just talking about wearing a T-shirt or whatever else. Had the nerve to ask for points.
Like I said, I chastised him for that.
At home. Defending national champs. We ain't got no quarterback. Well, your recruiting is not my problem. Go steal some more signs. Go steal some more signs. Where your signs still at?
You saw your boy Gundy. What Mike Gundy said about him last week.
No, what did Gundy
say? Go check X or Twitter for what Mike Gundy had to talk about. He dragged Michigan. He didn't have to.
When they made him take the thing off his helmet, is that what it was about?
He dragged Michigan. What's our man's name? The coach up there now, the brother man. Michigan was crying last year.
Sharon Moore.
Yeah, Sharon.
Mr. Hubert Davis, 2.0.
Stop it.
Mr. I love my wife, my kids.
Stop it. Went to the national championship game. Stop it.
Mr. Hubert Davis.
Stop it.
I love my wife. Sir, what does it feel like to be the first black coach in North Carolina? That's a good thing, but I love my wife. I wouldn't be here without my wife.
This man, this is why you always mess with the Tar Heels.
I'm not a love. I've been a Jordan fan. I've always loved it. I used to like you, man. I used to like the Tar Heels.
Saw how he did. Okay, just saw how he did former Cowboy Jesse Holley at the
love Greg Ellis.
I've always loved Greg Ellis. At the local NABJ event. Speaking of media match,
what I do?
When Jesse Holley got on the microphone,
what I say?
And he talked about how when he got cut, you called him Mr. Dead and Gone. Fourth and gone. I'm sorry. Fourth and gone. Called it fourth and gone.
Fourth and long to fourth and gone.
Did I lie?
That's not the point.
Why you messing with the Tar Heels?
I don't mess with anybody. All my tweets have a little sauce with them.
What did basketball do to you? Jesse Holley
I've always rooted for Jordan and those guys. What are you talking about?
Jesse Holley part of 2005 national championship team. But you've been
love Jesse.
There's somebody
love Jesse's story. Nobody. Mac Brown. Love them all. Lawrence Taylor. Name them all. My dudes.
Carolina basketball. Somebody hurt you over there, man.
No, Hubert hurt me. That's who did. Hubert.
All right, we digress. We digress here on the Media Mash. You were in the locker room today, and you had that. So ultimately, what else did you discover in the room? Sir?
There was a lot of things that talked about in the locker room today. We talked to Micah. Certainly, Tyler Guyton talked. Jordan Lewis talked. Brandon Cooks talked about his readiness. Talked about Dak. Talked about Jalen Tolbert and his readiness, and just from and there's a big theme today. Today was theme day. Mike McCarthy announced his theme for the season, which is rooted. His team is rooted. They're rooted. Their program is rooted. Now it's time for them to thrive. They plant the seeds. They're rooted. Year 5 is time to grow. It's trying to make that happen. Year 5 of Mike McCarthy's tenure, they're rooted. The building blocks have been set. He also talked about, he compared it to a bamboo tree in China that you put in the ground, and it just stays in the ground for 4 years. And then a 5th year, it grows 80 feet. 5th year of Mike McCarthy's program. Think about this. Mike McCarthy in Green Bay. When they won a Super Bowl? 5th year. It's all got a 5th year synergy here. It's all about, can they make it happen in this 5th year? Because if they don't,
everybody gone.
Everybody's gone. But we're not worried about the flip side. They're manifesting. No, Mike McCarthy talked about it. He said that, he thought about it in the spring and in March. He talked about the 5th year. Dad had told when he was young, have a 5-year plan, and think of things about 5 years, and how things grow, and have a plan for all of that. And so this is a 5th year plan, and players need to understand that this program is grounded, it is rooted, you were built 5 years, now it's time to shine. And players talked about it, how they were aligning themselves with it and feeling it and understanding. Certainly Brandon Cooks talked about it. It's funny, Michael Parsons, we asked Michael Parsons, this is typical Michael Parsons. And listen, everybody loves Michael Parsons as a player. As media, we love him because he gives us great quotes. So Todd Archer for ESPN asked Mike about Mike McCarthy's words about the 5th year plan and being rooted and everything else. Michael Parsons, yeah, I like that and all of that stuff. And it reminds me of a killer. It reminds me of an assassin.
Of a hitman.
And a hitman. And, a killer just be killing. And he don't know what he's doing, be killing. And it says a hitman, he did it, he hit me, he's clean, but he's a hitman. Killer gonna get caught, hitman probably get caught. But assassin, he's stealthy. And you don't know he did it. And I'm like the assassin, okay? My first point, me and Tyler looked at each other.
That got to do
what
with
they got to do with you? What they got to do with the bamboo tree? What they got to do with rooted? But then he started talking about, I'm going to be an assassin this year. I don't know what they got to do with the 5-year plan, but I guess, because this is just his 4th year. But, we, listen, it's going to be some great quotes. We're going to write some great stories about Michael Parsons' assassin. But it came off of us talking about Mike McCarthy.
And the bamboo tree.
Bamboo tree.
Sound like Trump out there. You ask him a question, and I'm going to go over and veer it, and then bring it back to me. Enough of Mike McCarthy. Back to me.
I'm like,
I'm the lion. And I'm an assassin type lion now. Okay. Well, on my podcast, I'll talk about that. It was special guest Malik Hooker.
See, you dirty. You're dirty, right? You are dirty. You're dirty.
I did Cleveland game. Malik Hooker.
You're dirty. And, again, and obviously you stay in the locker room stuff and talk always comes back to Dak and expectations and stuff, but just like we talked. And Brandon Cooks, I asked him, he said, Dak is ready. He's going to be better than he was last year. He's worked with him. But he talked about Dak being disrespected. He just talked about he just can't believe the disrespect he gets, not just among media, but even among Cowboy fans.
Okay.
And he said, let him go if you want to.
I think anybody
let him go if you want to.
Anybody, if you look at if the Cowboys are your team, I've said it for years now, and it never changes. The quarterback journey is not a place you want to be on, man. Because yes, you can find your guy right away, but that's usually does not how it works. Usually, you get on that journey, man, and
you're the New York Jets.
You're New
still
York
on
Jets.
You're the Chicago Bears. You're still on it.
Dog. It doesn't. People think it has to end. It does not have to end. Like if you think about Dan Marino, that like 20-something years till you found Tua, and you still don't really know about Tua. Josh Allen between Jim Kelly, that's like 25 years, man. It was a small wait between Aikman and Romo. It was only 6, but it felt like 20. And so I just can't see how you could have one and just let one walk, and you don't even get nothing for him. And he's still going to cost $40 million to get your salary cap next year. So I still contend. I don't know how it gets done, but I just find it hard to believe it's not going to get done before, the end of the day Saturday.
Well, let's talk to Mr. All Sports Dallas.
I'm sorry.
I thought Jerry just texted you.
Well, I got some people texting me, but anyway.
Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky ain't taking.
Got no news on Dak.
So no Michigan tickets coming through. I would say this, that it's funny because I thought about this last week when Jerry and Dak were going at each other. I don't know if you remember the 2-day tete-a-tete.
Yes.
They got to be trolling us.
There's always a tete-a-tete before the storm.
They got to be trolling us because Jerry slays this out. Then Dak comes back and I'm like, Jack, you know what you're doing?
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Because, he basically, if they don't sign me, it says a lot. What's it saying? You ask them, how they feel, and don't be surprised when the deal gets done.
Before the season?
Before the season.
I think it has to, man.
Don't be surprised because they're playing Russian roulette. To me, you're playing Russian roulette. And we talked about the journey. The Cowboys are playing Russian roulette if they don't get this deal done. Russian roulette, the quarterback position. Because understand this, which hasn't been talked about as much. And we keep talking about what the money Dak wants. Understand this, if Dak's not on this team next year, first of all, Dak's going to get paid no matter where he goes. But if Dak's not on this team next year, the Cowboys still got a $40 million cap hit toward Dak. And you got to pay 3 quarterbacks. Because you don't, right now they have no quarterbacks under contract. Paying 3 quarterbacks going to add up to $55-60 million.
So
you might well have Dak on your team, and then rather than paying him this cap number and have Messi be the quarterback.
When this deal gets done during the Texas-Michigan game, how are you going to handle it when you're sitting in the stands? Is what I want to know right now.
Don't do that.
What you mean? What you mean? Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
You just put it out. Didn't he just put it out there?
Well, I mean,
how many? I mean, Little, you guys been journalists for a long time. How many times has it happened? You thought you was on the off day, you thought you was gonna chill, and bam!
What are you talking about? Pow. July 4th. I'm minding my business, trying to go to a pool party, barbecue. Photos come across the internet of Dak in the cast. I had to go write. I had to write. Dak in the cast on a boat somewhere in the damn boot on. What is going on? But yeah, I've been there many times. I've been at situations where I shouldn't have been in situations I should have been. I've been in a whole lot of situations, and Cowboy news come. And then you have to stop and write.
Come with the territory, Doug.
Players in there writing in the champagne room.
But it's funny because people talk about me all the time. So you can never be unplugged. You never put your phone down. I can't. And it's an addiction at this point. But it's my job. It's literally my job. I mean, I go to bed early, something happens. I mean, Twitter is, whether I get it or it's on Twitter and I got to confirm it, I can't be unplugged. Especially when you got that contract, CD, you got contracts that could happen at any point. It could happen at any point. We didn't know when it was going to happen, okay? These contracts could go down at any point in this offseason, any point in the day. And when it happens, either the agent going to tell me, or source going to tell me, or somebody on Twitter, Adam Schefter going to tell me. And I got to get to work.
All right, so let's just wrap this up as we go to break here. What percentage do you get that this deal is done by Saturday or on Saturday for Dak Prescott to remain the quarterback of the Cowboys?
I'm going to be optimistic because I literally can't fathom them giving him an opportunity to be like, free agency. Let me just see what's out there. I'm going to say 76.2%.
Oof. Be like Bob Barker. I'm going to take the over. Rest his peace. Did he pass away, right?
I don't know.
Price is right. Did he pass away? I hope he has, because I want to kill him for his time.
Can you just give me a number, man? Can you just can you focus?
I told you I like to have sauce with my stuff, man. I am focused. Is he dead, John?
I'm looking up.
Can you look it up?
Bob Barker died last year.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
August 26, 2023.
I didn't want to kill him, man. Well, y'all didn't know.
Rest in peace, Bob Barker.
You didn't know.
We're going to take a break, and Clarence will give us an answer when we come back on the Media Mash on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Did you know?
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code Cowboys VIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code Cowboys VIP.
Welcome back into Dear Doctor, the show where I answer life's questions with an ice-cold can of Dr. Pepper. Sheila, let's hear from our next caller, would you?
Dear Doctor, my friend supported me during a tough time, but what's the right gift that says, thanks for being a shoulder to cry on?
Okay, this one's easy. I say give her a delicious Dr. Pepper. Nothing says, thanks, girl, better than a one-of-a-kind soda. Yes, any Dr. Pepper flavor will do. Now, just a reminder that I don't need to be a real doctor to know that Dr. Pepper is the one you deserve.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's Coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
Back to Media Mash.
Final segment of the Media Mash right here on DallasCowboys.com radio. The former Cowboy beat writer and author Jean-Jacques Taylor. You got Clarence Hill now with All Sports Dallas. Made the move after decades with the Star Telegram. I am merely Newey Scruggs. Defensive Player of the Year, Micah Parsons. Yes or no?
You know, we talked about that because I asked Micah. You know, it was funny because I asked him because he's always about it. You know, he loves the team, but he also about himself and his awards. I said, Micah, are you motivated because you didn't win? You haven't yet to win sack title. You've yet to win Defensive Player of the Year, and you've yet to succeed in the playoffs. It's just not about the accolades, and it's not about the fruit that you bear. It's about the journey, and I just want to be the best player. And it upsets me when people win stuff, and I don't win it because that means I'm not the best. So I want to be the best. Is this the year that Micah Parsons is the best? Sack champion, Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to be in the conversation. He's always in the conversation.
Yes. You know why?
Is this the year?
Yes. Because he's trying to be the highest paid player in the league.
He's going to be there regardless.
Yeah, but he like to, you know, when it's about you and you feel like it's about you.
But I wouldn't say he's money. I mean,
I'm not saying.
But
no,
he's not motivated to be the highest.
When you accomplish all those things, then the money comes.
Right.
And so I think.
I think he truly wants to be Defensive Player of the Year. He truly wants to be a sack leader. He truly wants to win the playoffs. If he does all that, there's no question he can be the highest paid player in the league.
And I think that he's faded at the end of the last couple of seasons. And I think he would like to be strong through the finish line.
You know, it's funny because the numbers suggest he's faded. The pass rush win rate doesn't. If you look at
okay, let me just stop you right there.
Don't stop me.
No, I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm not paying Micah Parsons. I'm not paying Micah Parsons eventually $39 trillion a year for him to win the pass race ratio. But I want the daggone sacks on the stat sheet for the NFL stats that say at the top 16 and a half, 18, whatever it is. I don't care about him winning the pass rush ratio.
I need 22. Okay.
Just like I don't care about.
22 sacks.
You want me to tell you what that crap
sack
is?
record. Why you look at me like that?
Let me tell you what that is, man.
The dude in Pittsburgh got over 20. He had 1 year. Why can't he do that? Why is that? Why you looking at me like that? Like 20 is not shouldn't be be in his wheelhouse. Why should it not be in his wheelhouse?
Did I say that?
Your look said that.
I don't know that they're gonna be winning that many games for him to do that.
Did Pittsburgh win a lot of games for the dude to be over 20?
No.
Okay,
but they got a system that.
Well, what I'm saying is this, and what I hear you. The numbers weren't there, but We saw a lot of holding. I mean, they was triple teamed and holding, and referees wasn't counting it too late last season too. Am I correct? Do you watch that Miami game when that 3 people around and wrestling like a bear? They don't.
So he don't want to get held. TJ Watt don't.
Yeah, he don't get held like that. No.
Stop it.
He don't. Show me the video. Show me the video.
I asked the question.
Show me the video. We got video of Michael getting held.
Okay.
This is deflection man over here.
Right. I see we got our cape on. So can you answer the question?
What's the question?
Is he going to win Defensive Player of the Year? Yes or no, Michael Parsons?
So. Yes, he already said it.
So you're saying yes.
I'm saying yes. I'm saying this is Michael.
Yes.
But, and you know,
are you saying yes as well?
Yeah, Newey taking notes over here.
Are you saying yes?
Newey,
first of all, Heckma already said yes.
So we know what Heckma goes. Don't do that. Don't do this.
Yes or no? Yes or no? You with Heckma?
I'm with Micah. You know, Micah talked about Zimmer.
That's a yes/no question.
I already said yes. So don't try.
So you with Heckma? I got you.
God don't like ugly, and He don't like you right now. I'm just telling you right now. God does not like ugly. He don't like you. Okay. So what I'm saying is this: Micah just talked about him and Zimmer. Now Zimmer's going to use. I talked about earlier how Zimmer's going to use them all over the defense. They have special packages in place. He's going to line up in where Zimmer really has a plan for him to use him and make an impact. You know, so much talk about what Zimmer's going to do to Micah and how he's going to limit him. Zimmer's expanding his game, and we you know, so much talk last year about what Quinn did for Micah, and you know, Quinn is unleashed Micah, and it looks like Zimmer has more packages in place for Micah than even Zimmer did. But again, you have to stop the run to earn that right. But if this offense scores, and that's the sad part, is this offense has been one of the top scoring offenses in the league, and that should afford you more pass rushing opportunities if you can stop the run.
Okay.
I just think sometimes it's his 4th year. He's in his prime. Sometimes it's your time. He's been close. And so, again, if you can finish through the finish line, and finish strong despite the pass rush run ratio, but actually get the actual sacks. Because the only people who care about that is front office and management. Because when it comes time to get paid, they're like, where are you finishing the sacks?
Look,
dirty.
So you and Heckma are basically saying the same thing.
He said they're going to win it. He said it too.
And I'm just saying.
He said it too.
You and
he agreed too.
Right. But I said it without being a fan of wearing a cape.
I'm not being a fan. I mean,
no,
you know what's funny to me is
one was a fan, one was a skateboarder.
What's funny to me, and in the Cowboys media, not Cowboys media, but Cowboy fans have gotten caught up in this offseason, is that Michael's in his 3rd year in the league. He's gotten better every year.
That's why I said it's the time.
But there are Cowboy fans who say trade Michael. You know, all because of the podcast. I mean, people are so down on him for whatever reason. They're even like this stupid report. This stupid report that came out. The Cowboys, you know, insiders don't like Michael in the locker room. And I mean, it's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Let's talk about
this is one of the greatest players. You know, like I always tell people, you think people in the organization liked everything Michael Irvin did off the field? You think the Giants and their organization, fan base, liked everything Lawrence Taylor did off the field? You know, it's you know, in this great story in which Belichick tells it. It's told it about Lawrence Taylor because he's a young coach. You know, everybody fired up, and he had this defensive meeting.
Right.
And Lawrence Taylor came in late. And so he's going to go to Parcells, and we know Parcells, strong disciplinarian, don't take no crap from nobody. He said Parcells, Lawrence Taylor did not show up to my meeting on time. What we going to do about it? Bill Parcells said, why you started the meeting before he got there? Great players have always gotten passes for stuff like that, as long as they're great on the field.
Right. And as soon as they're not, they won't be here.
Yeah, but great players have always gotten passes for stuff like that. So this whatever this groundswell of frustration, I think it's like the Dak stuff.
Overall frustration because this team has not been where the fan base is accustomed to them being. And the opportunities that they have had to win, they have wasted like last year.
I get it.
So everything you do is wrong.
Everything you do is wrong, but don't cut off your nose despite the fact. There are people that are telling me we should trade Micah and get picks. Are y'all crazy?
Well, yeah, they're just mad.
I hear you, man. Good.
Are you crazy? Why would you trade your best player, one of the best players in the league? They don't guarantee you're going to get that.
People fell out the coconut tree. wasn't saying it.
It's. I mean, the fan base has gotten crazier and dumber. And I'm sorry, some of y'all.
Yeah, I always put that in.
I mean, you on Twitter like I was. It was something on Twitter today, and somebody asked a question. I just responded. I said, I'll play it. I think it's, guy. What are the Cowboys missing, or what about this team is not as good as last year? And I brought up Tony Pollard. They could use him because they don't have any explosive in the backfield. I brought up Gilmore. And I brought up, the defensive ends, and listen, you love Marshawn Nealon, but you had some proven commodities. We still don't know what he's going to be yet. And some guy started ripping on Gilmore. He couldn't run and couldn't do this, and we ain't missing Gilmore. I said, y'all remember that Seattle game? When Deron Bland got burned repeatedly by 10.1 DK Metcalf? They put Gilmore on him and he shut him down. Remember the Eagles game? How many times Gilmore shut down A.J. Brown? Don't talk. I mean, they didn't re-sign Gilmore because he cost $8 million, but don't act like they're better off without Gilmore. Especially a healthy Gilmore. He was hurt at the end of last season. But don't act like they're better without Gilmore, especially in the situation now where Bland is out 6 weeks.
Yeah. But that's what fans do, man. I mean, that's why they're fans, and it's okay.
Somebody said, well, yeah, but I like the depth, and I like Kalen. Listen, I love Kalen Carson's potential.
He ain't Stephon Gilmore.
Not as a rookie, no. Not as I mean, it's like, what are we doing? No. I love his potential. We love his work, and we love what we saw in camp, but he has not played a real game. He ain't lined up against the route runner, Amari Cooper, yet.
Yeah. Put that in your pipe and smoke.
It's a good place to end the show. It's a good place to end the show. Tomorrow, I need win totals. Let's do it again. Tomorrow, let's get some win totals in here. Football starts tomorrow. Baltimore, Kansas City, get after it. I think one of those two teams is going to win the Super Bowl. That's just my take.
I'm rooting for
Baltimore and Kansas City. You got Baltimore get the Super Bowl, huh? They're going to get Lamar Jackson going to get over Hub. They're going to outdo Dak Prescott and win big in the playoffs.
That's why I already put my predictions in Dallas Morning News. So yeah, it's already in there.
Dallas Morning News. What is that? We don't speak of that paper here.
That's you.
Oh,
we don't speak of that paper
that's
here.
You.
Yeah, that's where I became a star, so we can speak about it.
Used to be don't make no honey.
Look at him stealing my line.
Boy, you better act like don't
right?
you?
Right?
That is Jock. That is not your line. Don't do that. Don't do that in front of people. I can't. Don't you?
You did not give me that line.
You didn't get it. I ain't stole your line. You a lie.
You ain't give me.
You a lie.
My first wife gave me that line. We're gonna keep it real.
No, I ain't get it from you or your first wife. You a lie and a 12-letter cuss word. Don't take like I stole that line from you.
Wow.
That came from Schulenburg, Texas, way back in the day. Don't do that.
Quite hostile.
He gonna say I stole his line.
You know what?
He gonna say I stole his line.
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna save it off the air. Make sure I come back tomorrow.
I mean, said I stole your line.
Old man gonna have a heart attack.
Boy,
Clarence Hill.
Boy,
All Sports Dallas. Chuck Taylor, the author. I'm Newey Scruggs. This has been the Media Mash on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Boy,
this has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?